Hi guys. So I just wanted to quickly do my Q&A video that I promised you guys freaking ages ago. Um so I wrote down the questions that were asked on the comments of that video, and I also went through my Ask FM, and I'm gonna say it now. There's some pervy motherfuckers that go up on my Ask FM because there are some incredibly inappropriate things that people ask me, and I normally reply with, "Dude, the fuck? Why are you being so inappropriate? Like, y'all don't need to know about my sex life. It's just how it is." As like the dude on my bondage collection episode video thing that was just like, no, keep it in your pants. And whoever the fuck the Anon is on fucking Ask FM that keeps asking me about blowjobs, you need to go fuck yourself. Okay? Moving on. So the first person that commented on the question video thing was Molly Vlogs, and she had two questions. And the first one was, how old are you? I'm 19. I just turned 19 in May, and it's an age. All of my friends are a lot older, so like I'm the baby of the group, and it's always amusing because they're all like, "Oh hey, you can't drink legally," and I'm just like, "No, I can't legally." Yeah. Uh, she also asked, "What's your favorite candy?" Now this question is kind of a toss-up. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. Most of the time, if you hand me a Kit Kat, I will love you forever because Kit Kats are my shit as my favorite candy bar. But the chocolate-covered pomegranate things are the shit. So like, if you handed me both of those and said I can only eat one, I'd probably tear my tongue out and like throw it at you because that's a horrible question. Next person that asked questions was there's like 3 people that asked questions, but they all asked more than one. Yeah. Mr. J Body, I hope I'm saying that right. He asked me, what brought you into the scene, and what are your biggest influences, or what was your biggest influence? I'm assuming he's talking about the goth scene. I've always been a strange one. My older brother, I guess? I don't know. Like, what officially brought me into the scene, like, brought me into the scene around me, which the scene around me is still, it's not technically around me, it's an hour and a half away. And that would be my friend Brian. I met him at the Renaissance Festival, which I go to every year. And I was like, oh my god, there's other people like me. Oh my god. And we got to talking, and he DJs at Gothic Nation, and I went to Gothic Nation and started meeting people from the scene and made quite a few really good friends, and I'm really happy with the friends that I've made thus far in the scene. There's only drama if you let there be. As for biggest influences, I have a Tumblr. Need I say more? What is your take? Okay, I'm gonna just kind of read this how it's supposed to be. I have to do this with my own messages, but yeah. What is your take about the scene where you are? Okay. I kind of touched on this a bit just now on the scene where I'm at, and the scene where I'm at is Northeast Ohio. We have to go all the way up to Cleveland, which is quite a bit away. I'm in the Youngstown area, so it's a bit of a drive, and it's normally me and Vincent, or it's me and Eddie, just depending on who wants to go up there that day. It's normally me and Vinny. That's kind of our thing. our bonding time. Bonding time, not. I mean, it's kind of like this between Vinny and Brian, but anyway, yeah, it's our bonding time. It's when I get to spend time with my husband. Like, yeah. I don't know. We've got a fair amount of people, but I know there's way more in Ohio. And I also know that, like, if every goth that was in Ohio just suddenly showed up at the chamber, we would have no fucking room. So I don't know. We've got a couple of little bars. There's this street in Lakewood, which is just outside of Cleveland, and it's called Detroit Avenue, and there's like 4 separate like clubs, and I've been to events at 3 of them. 3 of them. There's the Chamber, the Fantasy, the Symposium, and the Boundary. I think the Fantasy is on that. Did I say Fantasy? I don't fucking know. There's a whole bunch of bars on that street, and the college that I applied to is on that street across from the Foundry. So I love that road. But they're all kind of small and homey, and I think that's why I like it. I don't particularly enjoy extremely large crowds. I know I went to Sin and Skin last year, and Vinny and I literally stood by the wall and sat on these 2 bar stools the entire time, just kind of talking to Brian when he went past, because we were fucking terrified. Vinny and I are both wallflower. Well, okay, Vinny and I were both wallflowers. He doesn't dance, and we both kind of walk around and talk to people, but I definitely do it more. But that's because I'm more of a goth than he is. Anyway, it's I don't know. I've seen both sides of the goth subculture. Thank fucking Christ, we do not have any elitist pricks. We do have people who like definitely have that like I'm better than you, my shit don't stink, or like bullshit around them that I've noticed, but they're not like I've never had somebody at the club come up to me and be like, oh, you don't listen to this music, so you're just a poser, like, blah, blah, blah. It's an industrial scene, mostly. I've noticed that there's a lot of industrial. I love it. I love it so much. If I was more into, like, old school goth, I think I would hate it. But I really enjoy it because a lot of the people in there like the same shit that I do, because I like industrial music a lot. I'm a big industrial fan. And I love it. 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 It's gotten to this point where if I don't go every other week, I get really fucking crabby. Like, it's bad. The night before we go, I'm just such a bitch to Vinny, and I'm like, we haven't gone in like a month. Fucking pissed. And he's like, I can tell. Do you want a cheeseburger? No, I'm not hungry. I just want to get there. Shit happens. The next question is, he's asking me more about the scene, and it's more of the online scene. Okay, so the online scene, the problems that I have had personally are elitist bullshit. And I've noticed a little bit of this in person, this particular thing that I'm about to say. I've noticed in person with just people at the club, but like, this is a more online thing. People bitching about the fact that spooky stuff is very in right now. It's a trend, and it's been in for quite some time now, and people just love bitching about it. I remember when I was younger, and I've always liked goth stuff. I got my first Evanescence shirt back when Amy Lee was fucking amazing looking. And that was really mean. Back when Amy Lee didn't dress normal like normal people all the time. She's very much grown up and like grown out of the subculture. So I'm talking like fucking early 2000s, shit like that. I got my first Evanescence shirt when I was fucking little. Like this is shit. I don't even know. I think it was like 10. Oh god, so long ago. And I stole my brother's strip pants all the time when I was younger, and just stuff like that. So I can remember going into Hot Topic when it was like nothing but like trips and lip service and actual trips, not these fucking skinny jean bullshits that came out and are terrible, fucking terrible. And you know, back when trips were made to last and not rip within 30 minutes of wearing them. So I can remember like it being kind of hard to find stuff, and I can remember going online even and being like, oh, this place has some pretty cool stuff, but it's like $307 million, blah blah blah. Never gonna own that shit because it's so hard to find. But now with Etsy and with everything trending and this mesh trend, girl, I'm loving it. It's so good. Ugh, love it. So people tend to sit there and just bitch and bitch and bitch about how stuff's trending. And I'm just like, sit down, shut up, and enjoy the fact that it's easy for you to find stuff you like. Stop bitching about how everybody who isn't in the subculture is wearing it. Get over it. Get the fuck over it. And even if somebody's gonna sit there and be like, oh, you're just wearing that because it's trending, be like, nah, nigga, I'm wearing it because I like it. You got a problem? Just walk away. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. For real, for real. Another thing that I noticed is a lot of people, they get like a little bit of fame and then it instantly goes to their head and they turn into a like fucking elitist prick, or they do that thing which is real cute, like it's so cute when like they get a little bit of a following and people start to like use them as inspiration. And I don't like saying it like that, but it's the only way to say it is like if you become an inspiration to somebody, you're being used as an inspiration. No way around it. But you are inspiring people, so you need to just chill. But they'll get this following, these people who are inspired by them, and then they'll turn into total asshats. Like, I can understand if there's one thing that you would very much like to keep you. I can understand that. But for the love of all that's unholy, stop bitching because people are copying you. Guess what? You're not the most original thing on the planet. You didn't invent that. That's been around forever because literally everything has been done. Literally everything. And honey, if you're talking about this high fashion shit that just should not be done, it ain't gonna catch on, and that's why, because it shouldn't be done. But I've seen people get pissed off because other people are doing makeup things they like, or they are kind of getting inspiration from them in the fashion side of things, or they'll like complain about just the simplest things and be snarky and shitty about it. I can understand where some people would get mad about like it's become a very big thing to have symbols from different religions incorporated in your clothing, and I can understand if you're like, hey, what's that mean? And the person's like, oh, I just like it. And you're just like, are you kidding me? That means this, 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 and this is, and they're like, oh, I don't like that. But instead of being a dick and like freaking out on them because they don't know what that symbol is, maybe you should educate them and maybe they'll stop wearing it if they find it inappropriate or don't follow what that means. Just a suggestion. Another thing that I've noticed is like people getting really upset at each other about other people going, that's not goth, or that's not this, and that's not that. It's not this, and this. And for the most part, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, subcultures are subcultures because they have guidelines. Like, there are certain things that are part of a subculture, and you can totally branch out, and you don't have to be like a very strict person in the subculture, but you kind of have to have some of the traits, you know, like if you're listening to nothing but pop, and I don't even know what normal people do. I literally don't know. That's all I know is like they listen to nothing but pop and like rap and shit like that. Like the I don't know. To me, those people are just completely. I don't know. Those people. I'm terrible. It's it's a completely different lifestyle for me, and I've grown up with this lifestyle, so I don't know how to be anything other than this. So like trying to tell you what I'm seeing in my head without sounding like a prejudiced bitch, it's not coming out. But like there are people that you can just look at and you're like they're not, this is lifestyle and they don't have it. They don't fucking have it. And if they suddenly started being like, I'm gonna wear a black tank top and black yoga pants and take a picture of it and call myself a goth, and they're not doing that in every picture, like if it's just a one-time thing and they're just being a dick, or this whole thing about people getting pissed off about pastel goth and because it has the word goth in it. People need to get over that. Get over it. It's been going on for like 3 years. Chill. It's over. It's done. Just deal with it. I've also seen the baby bat thing just thrown around as an insult. Like, that's not an insult. That just means you're new to the subculture. Chill. And I don't understand why it's a freaking thing. Like, why sitting there bashing baby bats? Like, you were a baby bat once. Get the fuck over it. I'm probably still a baby bat. I don't give a shit. 19 years old. My life ain't even started living. Alrighty. As for this says in other places where I've been to, the only other places I've really been were, like, I moved around a lot when I was really little. Excuse me. Motherfuck. But I wasn't really old enough to, like, notice these things. I was literally, like, 2. So, like, from 2 to 8, I was moving around a lot. And that's not really when you don't give a shit at that point. Like, you just don't. So the only other places that I've been during the time that I've been, like, very alternative and talking to people alternative have been Columbus, and that was family outings. So I haven't really seen too many people like myself there. And then when I do leave my house, Sierra and I have been to the mall a few times, and we'll just see these chicks, and you can tell that they're just following the trend, which is fine, you know, you can do whatever. But we'll, like, walk around, and they'll just look at us with these death stares. And it's like, what the fuck, y'all? We've been doing this for a year. Ugh, craziness. But yeah, that was the last question, and I'm sorry that they were very, like, jumbled and stuff. Oh, I lied. There's another person. There's another person right there. This person's asking all about dreads, so this could be another talk. Alright, so cadaver, bollocks, bollocks. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, because that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, the first question is, how do you install your dreads? They braid it in. And make them so long. I make them long. I make them for a living. I know how to make long dreads. It's just, that's my life. Anyway. Do you tighten them in the middle or braid them from the end down? What? I literally don't know. I'm assuming you're asking about how I put them in, and I put them on my scalp, and I braid, and then rubber band it. Oh, I don't know. That was the last question. I don't know how to answer that question because I don't know what the fuck you're asking. Sorry. Alrighty, guys. It is 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna go to bed because I need to go to bed. First, I have to find my cat. I'm gonna go find my cat, and I'm going to bed. Thank you for your comments and for asking questions and stuff and junk. If you would like for me to do another questions video, go ahead and leave questions in the comments below. Also, I'm going to leave my fan page down in the links below if you're interested in dreads, or I'll leave a link to my Etsy for the bondage wear that I make, like these bad boys. This is a garter because of the gorgeousness. Oh, I love these so much. I sell those, and I have a harness up. I'm gonna have 2 harnesses up soon. Actually, I have 2 harnesses up now, but I'm planning on making another one and putting it up. I have a few different designs I'd like to make. But I do have a harness like that's up, and I have suspenders that are like that are up, and those are up on my Etsy, along with a couple of bras that I make. So if you're interested in those will be in the Etsy below. If you're interested in getting some dreads off me, or you want to see my dread portfolio, those will be on my fan page, which will also be in the inappropriate place description bar. Oh yeah. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, night, evening, early morning, in between. Yeah, stay beautiful.